Imagine the sharpest, loudest, most fearless voice on American television every single night at 10 p.m. on Fox News, tearing through politicians, exposing hypocrisy, calling things exactly as she sees them. That's Laura Ingraham, the woman who makes entire political parties sweat bullets. But behind that fire-breathing microphone, behind those laser eyes and that trademark smirk, is a completely different story, a story nobody expected. A woman who has never said, "I do," never worn a wedding ring, never had a husband by her side, yet became a mother to 3 incredible children from 2 different continents, all while fighting stage 3 breast cancer, climbing from radio host to primetime queen, and building one of the most powerful single mom families in America. Yeah, tonight you're getting the full, uncut, never before told, this deep version of Laura Ingraham's real life: the kids, the cancer, the almost weddings, the adoptions, the faith, the fights, everything. So grab whatever keeps you awake, because this is the longest, most emotional ride we've ever taken on this channel. Let's start from the absolute beginning, before the fame, before the millions, before the Ingraham angle. There was just a girl from Glastonbury, Connecticut, born June 19, 1963, to a World War II veteran dad, James Ingraham, and a waitress mom, and Caroline, who worked double shifts so her kids could have a better life. Laura was the baby of 4, always the loudest, always the one debating teachers in high school, always the one writing fiery editorials for the school paper. She graduated valedictorian, then headed to Dartmouth College in the early 80s, where she became the first female editor-in-chief of the legendary conservative newspaper, the Dartmouth Review, the same paper that got death threats for calling out campus craziness. That's where she learned to never back down. That's where the fire was lit. After Dartmouth, she went straight to University of Virginia Law School, graduated in 1991, then clerked for Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Yes, that Clarence Thomas. Then worked in the Reagan White House writing speeches for the greatest president of her lifetime. She could have become a high-powered D.C. lawyer making millions in a corner office, but something inside her said no, the microphone was calling. 2001, she launches The Laura Ingraham Show on radio, 272 stations, at its peak #1 in multiple markets, beating everyone. She's on fire, talking culture wars, immigration, faith, family, everything that matters. Then 2005, everything almost ends. April 2005, routine physical, a lump, aggressive invasive ductal carcinoma, stage 3. She's 41 years old, engaged to Chicago businessman James Reyes, wedding invitations already in the mail. Then the diagnosis hits like a bomb: double lumpectomy, 6 weeks of brutal chemo, daily radiation, hair gone, 30 pounds gone, energy gone, but faith stronger than ever. She goes on air, bald head, sometimes covered, sometimes not, telling millions of listeners, "I'm not a victim, I'm a warrior." She finishes treatment in October 2005, gets the all clear, and quietly cancels the wedding. She later says, "Cancer showed me exactly what I want in a husband. Wasn't it what she wanted was to be a mom more than she wanted anything else in the world." So the second she's strong enough, she starts the adoption paperwork. First stop, Guatemala, 2008. She flies down alone, walks into a tiny orphanage, and there's Maria Caroline, born May 11, 2005, orphaned as a baby, standing in a doorway holding a tiny plastic bag with every single belonging she owns in the entire world. 3 years old, huge brown eyes, looking up at this tall American woman who instantly starts crying. Laura still calls it the single greatest moment of my life. She picks Maria up, carries her out, and that's it. Mother and daughter forever. They fly home, Maria speaking 0 English, Laura speaking 0 Spanish, so they teach each other every single day. Maria learns mom, Laura learns mama, and the most beautiful bond in the world is born. Fast forward, Maria is 20 now, absolutely breathtaking, studying nursing at Texas A&M, because if anyone understands pain and healing, it's the little girl who once had nobody. She's already coaching gymnastics to underprivileged kids, mentoring cheer squads, giving back the same love that saved her. Laura cries every time she talks about her, calls her my greatest blessing, my living proof that God writes straight with crooked lines. But Laura's heart still had room. 2009, she starts the process again, this time Russia. She finds Michael Dmitry, born June 1, 2008, 13 months old, waiting in a Moscow orphanage. But now Russia and America are in a cold war over adoptions. Kids are literally being used as political weapons. Laura has to fight tooth and nail, endless paperwork, delays, threats that the whole program might shut down. She goes on air furious. Children are not bargaining chips, stop punishing orphans for adult games. She refuses to give up, flies to Russia, holds that little boy, and knows every battle was worth it. Michael comes home, the house explodes with boy energy, soccer balls flying everywhere, laughter echoing off the walls. Today he's 17, tall, handsome, hilarious, the kid who can make Laura laugh harder than anyone on the planet. The official heartbeat of the Ingraham home. 1 year later, 2011, Laura feels it again. Her family isn't done. She goes back to Russia one final time and finds Nikolai Peter, born 2010, adopted at barely 1 year old, the baby of the bunch, the quiet swimmer with the mischievous smile and the softest heart, now 15 years old, growing up with a Guatemalan sister and a Russian brother who fight over the remote in 3 different languages. Laura keeps Nikolai extra private, no paparazzi, no interviews, just normal teenage life, pool parties, homework, and mom's famous lasagna. 3 kids, 3 passports, 3 different native languages, 0 biological connection, one single mom who flew across the world 3 times because love doesn't need DNA. And yeah, the husband question everybody asks it. Laura's been linked to some of the most powerful men in America. Rumors with Senator Robert Torricelli in the 90s, whispers of something with Dinesh D'Souza back in Dartmouth days, that almost engagement to James Reyes in 2005 that got swallowed by cancer. She even got set up on blind dates that made page 6, but every single time something shifted and Laura chose herself, chose her mission, chose motherhood on her own terms. She's Catholic to her core, goes to Mass every Sunday, yet openly says, God clearly didn't write marriage into my story and I'm completely at peace with that. She's living proof that family doesn't need a father in the house to be whole, it just needs love in the heart, and hers is overflowing. Her parenting is legendary, old school values in a modern world. No phones at dinner, gratitude journals every night, chores before fun, faith before everything. Her kids know 3 things for sure: mom loves them more than life, mom will fight the entire world for them, and mom expects them to fight for themselves too. She wants them independent, strong, faithful, kind, ready for anything because she's already survived everything. And she's still the same warrior who beat cancer, who took on bureaucracy, who built an empire from nothing. Today, The Ingraham Angle is one of the highest rated shows on cable. She's written 10 New York Times bestsellers. She's one of the most influential voices in conservative America, but when she goes home the microphone goes off, the armor comes down, and she's just mom making tacos with Maria, helping Michael with his jump shot, cheering at Nikolai's swim meets, tucking them in with prayers and gratitude lists. So next time you see Laura Ingraham on your screen, remember the woman behind the desk is the same one who flew to Guatemala with nothing but hope in her heart, the same one who fought Russia's government to bring her sons home, the same one who stared death in the face and said, not today, because I still have kids to raise. She didn't just break the glass ceiling, she built a whole new house under it with 3 beautiful children who call her mom in 3 different accents, and that house is built on faith, love, and the unbreakable truth that family isn't what you're born into, it's what you choose to fight for every single day. Drop a red heart if this story just wrecked you in the best way, because Laura Ingraham didn't just become a mom, she became a walking miracle, and her 3 kids are living proof that love always wins, even when it has to cross oceans to get there.